Imagine a life where nothing could disturb your peace of mind. A life where you are the master of your emotions. Sounds impossible? Not with the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism, a school of thought born in ancient Greece, is more than just a philosophy. It's a way of life, a practical guide to living, relevant even in today's fast-paced world. Stoicism teaches us to stay calm amidst the storm, to accept what we cannot change, and to change what we can. It helps us understand the difference between what's in our control and what's not, and teaches us to focus on the former. In this video, we'll be exploring 7 potent principles drawn from the teachings of the Greek philosopher Epictetus. These principles will guide us on how to deal with insults and offenses, maintain a steadfast purpose, guard our reputation, exercise self-control, avoid seeking external validation, and focus on our actions and choices. Are you ready to unlock the wisdom of the ancient Stoics and transform your life? Stay tuned. It's time to face the first principle, the dichotomy of control. Ever heard the saying, change what you can, accept what you can't? This wisdom, rooted deeply in Stoic philosophy, is known as the dichotomy of control. It's all about understanding the divide between things we can influence and those we simply cannot. Think about it. We can control our own actions, thoughts, and responses, but we can't dictate the weather, the traffic, or how others perceive us. Striving to control the uncontrollable is like trying to hold back the tide. It's an exercise in futility that only leads to frustration and stress. Let's take a real-life example. Consider your job. You can control the quality of your work, your punctuality, and your attitude. But you can't control your boss's mood, the state of the economy, or company policies. If you focus on doing your best within your sphere of control, you're less likely to be rattled by external factors that are beyond your reach. Remember, focusing on what you can control frees you from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Moving on to the second principle, how to deal with insults and offenses. Stoicism teaches us that insults and offenses are external events, outside our control. What's within our control, however, is our reaction to them. You see, an insult is only as effective as the receiver allows it to be. When someone tries to insult you, they're essentially handing you a gift, a package filled with their negativity. But here's the catch. You have the choice to accept it or not. If you refuse to take it personally, to internalize it, then their insult falls flat. It has no power. Like a boomerang that doesn't return, it remains with the one who threw it. So the next time you're faced with an insult or an offense, remember, you are the gatekeeper of your own peace. Your tranquility is not to be disturbed by external forces. Never let someone else's negativity disturb your tranquility. The third principle is about the power of purpose. Ever wondered why some people are so driven and successful? It's because they have a clear, unwavering purpose. They know their destination and they've plotted the course to get there. They're not swayed by the winds of change or the waves of adversity. They stay the course, steadfast in their resolve. This, my friends, is the essence of Stoicism. It's about understanding that the world is filled with uncertainties. The only certainty we have is our own purpose, our own decisions, our own actions. Having a steadfast purpose means knowing what you want and going after it with all your heart and soul. It's about not letting external circumstances determine your direction or your destiny. Remember, a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. They're built to sail the seas, to brave the storms, to reach new shores. And that's just what you're built for too. So find your purpose, chart your course, and then sail on, regardless of the waves and the winds. Because with a purpose, you're not just drifting along, you're steering your own course. With a clear purpose, you become unstoppable. Let's delve into the fourth principle, guarding your reputation. Reputation is an external factor, often shaped by public opinion. But Stoic philosophy urges us to focus on what's within our control, our character. Epictetus teaches us to guard our character with utmost diligence. It's about being true to our principles, values, and actions, regardless of what others may think or say. In a world that often judges the book by its cover, it's easy to fall into the trap of molding ourselves to fit the expectations of others. But remember, your reputation lies not in the perceptions of others, but in the truth of your character. What others think of you is not within your control, and so it should not concern you. What should concern you, however, is nurturing your character, your virtues, your integrity, because that's what you can control. That's what truly defines you. It's not about disregarding the opinions of others entirely, but rather not letting those opinions dictate your actions or sway your principles. So guard your character, for it is your true compass. It is what guides you through the tumultuous sea of life, helping you navigate with dignity and grace. Your character is your true reputation. The fifth principle is all about self-control. Ever struggled with temptation? Well, you're not alone. Stoic philosophy places a high premium on self-control. It's not about denying yourself pleasures, but rather about understanding when to indulge and when to refrain. It's about mastering your desires rather than being a slave to them. Stoics believe that self-control is the key to a peaceful life. It's about making conscious choices and taking responsibility for them. Imagine a life where you're not constantly swayed by impulses, where you have the power to decide your actions rather than being led by fleeting desires. That's the power of self-control. Think about it. Every time you give in to a temptation, you're letting it control you. But when you exercise self-control, you're asserting your power over it. You're showing that you're in charge, not your desires. Practicing self-control can be challenging, but remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, one step at a time. Mastering self-control is mastering life itself. Moving to the sixth principle, the danger of external validation. Stoicism teaches us to be wary of the trap of seeking validation from external sources. It's tempting, isn't it, to measure our worth by the yardstick of others' opinions? But let's ponder on this. Isn't it akin to handing over the reins of our self-esteem to a crowd that's ever-changing and often uninformed? The Stoic wisdom urges us to refocus, to turn our gaze inwards, to our own actions and choices. For it is in our actions that our true worth lies, not in the fickle opinions of others. Your worth is not a variable that fluctuates with the whims and fancies of the crowd. It is a constant, determined by your actions, your choices, and your character. So the next time you find yourself seeking validation from outside, remember this Stoic principle. Remind yourself that your worth is not a popularity contest. It's a reflection of your actions, your integrity, and your character. Your worth is not determined by others' opinions, but by your own actions and choices. The final principle, focusing on your actions, awaits us. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, actions speak louder than words. They are the true reflection of who we are and what we stand for. We may have the noblest of thoughts, the purest of intentions, but without actions, they are merely whispers in the wind. As the great Epictetus once said, first tell yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It is through our actions that we make our mark in the world, that we truly live our principles and values. So every day, let's strive to act consciously, to make choices that align with our inner compass. Let's remember that it's not about what happens to us, but how we respond to it. It is in our actions that our character is revealed. It is in our choices that we find our freedom. So, focus on your actions, for they are the brushstrokes that paint the canvas of your life. Your actions define you, not your thoughts or intentions. We've journeyed through the 7 pillars of Stoicism, each a beacon guiding us towards a life of tranquility and purpose. As we navigated the teachings of the great philosopher Epictetus, we discovered the power of understanding what is within our control and what is not. We learned how to deal with insults and offenses, reminding ourselves that we can choose how to react. We explored the importance of having a steadfast purpose and the freedom it brings. We considered the value of our reputation and how to guard it without becoming slaves to public opinion. We grasped the virtue of self-control, recognizing that our inner peace lies in our own hands, not in external circumstances. We delved into the danger of seeking external validation, understanding that our worth is not determined by the applause or criticism of others. And finally, we learned to focus on our actions and choices, for they are the true measure of our character. Now it's your turn. The principles of Stoicism are not just ideas to be admired, but practical tools to be used. Implement them in your life. Understand what is within your control and let go of what is not. React to insults and offenses with grace. Maintain a steadfast purpose. Guard your reputation, exercise self-control, avoid seeking validation from others, and focus on your actions and choices. This is the path to a life of tranquility and purpose, a life true to your values and principles. And remember, this journey does not end here. We have many more philosophical gems to explore together. Subscribe for more enlightening content on Stoicism and personal development. Remember, you are the master of your emotions. Live stoically, live freely.